The First Crusade, launched in 1096 and concluded in 1099, marked a significant chapter in medieval history. This military expedition was a response to the call for aid from the Byzantine Emperor Alexios I Komnenos against the expanding Seljuk Turks. The goal was to recapture Jerusalem from Muslim control. The First Crusade was a complex and multifaceted event, shaped by religious, political, and social factors. This essay aims to explore the full history of the First Crusade, from its origins to its aftermath. The Byzantine Empire's request for aid against the Seljuk Turks served as the impetus for the First Crusade. Pope Urban II famously urged Christians to take up arms and defend the Eastern Christians during the Council of Clermont in 1095. The European nobles and masses were enthralled by the Pope's call, which offered them a means of expressing their religious devotion, a chance at salvation, and the prospect of financial gain. This loosely structured and impromptu movement began to take shape prior to the main troops setting out. This bunch of peasants and lower-class people, led by characters such as Peter the Hermit, set out on the voyage ill-prepared. Among the many difficulties the People's Crusade encountered were disputes with the native populace and a disastrous meeting with the Turks. This first wave, for all its flaws, laid the groundwork for the subsequent, more coordinated military campaigns. Europe's noble class responded to the demand for a better coordinated and potent military action. The difficult trek to the Holy Land was undertaken by four main armies, under the command of well-known figures like Godfrey of Bouillon, Raymond IV of Toulouse, Bohemond of Taranto, and Hugh of Vermandois. These forces' heterogeneous makeup demonstrated the Crusade's pan-European character, since its participants came from France, Germany, and Italy, among other places. The protracted and difficult Siege of Antioch was one of the pivotal events that defined the First Crusade. During the months-long siege, the Crusaders experienced internal dissension, famine, and military failures. But in 1098, thanks to their perseverance and a fortunate incident involving a guard's treachery inside the city, Antioch was taken. The Crusaders' morale was raised by this victory, which also cleared the path for their last assault on Jerusalem. The Crusaders arrived in Jerusalem, their ultimate objective, in July of 1099. The city proved to be a tremendous impediment, guarded by the Fatimid Caliphate. There was a great deal of human suffering and fierce warfare during the siege of Jerusalem. The Crusaders eventually broke through the city walls and took Jerusalem on July 15, 1099. The city's Muslim and Jewish residents were massacred as a result of the sacking, permanently altering the course of the Crusades. The Crusaders founded the Kingdom of Jerusalem, the County of Edessa, the Principality of Antioch, and the County of Tripoli after taking control of Jerusalem. These republics had a distinct political and cultural environment due to their blend of Eastern and European influences. The success of the First Crusade had a major impact on European and Middle Eastern history. It initiated a string of further crusades and cemented the presence of Western Christians in the Holy Land. The interactions between Christians, Muslims, and other local communities were shaped by the Crusader governments, which persisted for several decades. The Crusades also contributed to long-lasting social, cultural, and economic transformations in European society. A key event in medieval history, the First Crusade was born out of a complicated web of religious passion, political agendas, and social forces. Its influence endured for centuries, influencing East-West relations and creating a lasting legacy. The First Crusade's entire history is a colorful tapestry of human endeavors filled with victories, setbacks, and the blending of many cultures. Following the success of the First Crusade, the Crusader states faced the daunting task of consolidating their gains and maintaining control over the territories they had captured. The rulers of these states, such as Godfrey of Bouillon and Baldwin I, had to navigate the complex political landscape, balancing relationships with local Muslim powers, other European nobles, and the Byzantine Empire. This period was marked by both cooperation and conflict, as alliances were formed and broken in the struggle for dominance in the region. The Crusader states implemented a feudal system similar to that of Europe, transplanting it into the Levant. However, they also had to adapt to the diverse cultures and religions of the region, leading to a blending of Western and Eastern traditions. This cultural synthesis had a lasting impact on the art, architecture, and social structures of the Crusader states.